Dominick, obviously a tough night for you tonight.
What was tough about it?
Walking away with the loss, of course.
Loss is part of life. If you don't have loss, you don't grow. This isn't tough. This is life.
What did you think about your performance tonight? Some people said maybe you weren't quite at 100% tonight.
They're wrong. I was there. That was 100% me. I was healthy. I was everything I've always been in my eyes. I got caught in a couple transitions, and that's how it goes in this game. You're swinging 4-ounce gloves. You get caught sometimes. What else can you really say about that? I got to go back and watch the fight, obviously. But I can't, after feeling it, after getting through it, after seeing the look in his eyes a couple times when I punched him, when I kicked him, when I fought him, I'm not disappointed in myself at all. All I can say is I lost, and I'll take my loss like a man.
Was there anything he did in there that surprised you? The hand speed, the movement, the taunting, was there anything that surprised you?
I was expecting all of it, I swear I was. And I taunted him back, and I talked back, and I enjoyed every second of this fight. Look, guys, I've been fighting the best guys in the world for the past 10 years, top 2 in the world. I've been on the pound-for-pound list for a long time. Even when I was hurt with triple ACL reconstructive surgeries, there was a target on my back. I had to come back and fight through it. This was no different. This was just another fight that I had to challenge myself. I knew that he was going to be good. I said that leading into it. He knew I was going to be good. And that's what it is when you're champion. Somebody else has the target on their back. Now I get to chase the target for once. That's how it goes. It's okay, you know. We've seen the best in the world lose it, and we've seen the best in the world gain it back. I've seen Michael Bisping lose countless times, and look at him. He's got the title right now. Whoever thought Michael Bisping would have the title, and he's got it. There's one example. Daniel Cormier lost the title. He's somebody I very much look up to. He's an Olympian. He's a savage. He came back and won the title. This happens, but we're all competitors here, and it's a game of inches. He beat me by a couple inches tonight, and that's okay.
And I know it's very soon after, but can you talk about your path back to the title? Because T.J. Dillashaw thinks he deserves to be next. I think Cody thinks that T.J. deserves to be next. Do you agree that that's the next title fight, or do you feel like this fight was good enough that maybe it does warrant a rematch?
I thought it was a good fight. I haven't seen it. What do you guys think? I mean, if it was a good fight, I hope you were entertained. That's my job. I'm an entertainer here, whether you guys believe it or not. The beginning of the fight, for 8 weeks of interviews, that's entertainment. After the fight, talking, the people who are happy that I lost right now, that's entertainment. This is a game where if you don't have people that dislike you, then you don't know what it feels like to be liked. And I've definitely had a lot of dislike thrown at me in this game. But I also feel a lot of love. There's some look in the eyes of some kids that I got to see leading into this fight that almost brought tears to my eyes just because I could feel that positive energy from them. That's what this thing's about, is influence on others and making positive influence and making people better around you. I feel like I'm still doing that, win, lose, or draw. That's my goal. That's the gift God gave me, to be able to face some of these athletes, the best in the world, for a very long time. TJ wants next. I have no problem with that. The guy's very good himself. We've had our exchange of words, and I wouldn't take back one thing that I've said about anybody in the division. I'm not sorry for anything. I never lied about one thing. I never criticized any one person about anything that I didn't believe was true. Everything that I said was statistically a fact. So how am I the mean guy if I'm telling the truth? Because nobody likes to hear the truth. Oh well, here I am dealing with the truth right now. I lost, and I'm going to take it like a man.
Dom, I just wanted to ask you, I was surprised at Cody's defense, and he was making you miss a lot, especially in the second half of the fight. Was it his quickness, or was there something specific he was doing to give you a hard time that way?
It was just the range. It was the range. He controlled the range better than me tonight with the pull. He didn't play a lot of push. He was backing up a lot, but he believes in his power. So because he believes in his power, he sat, he waited in the middle, and he said, "Come to me. And when you come to me, I'm going to pull you into my power." And that's okay. You know, that's the game you play. I take the risk of having the higher output on a lot of these guys. By having the higher output, that leaves me open for bigger shots. People can say what they want about me not having power and whatnot, but I know I buckled his knees a couple times. I may not put him all the way down to his butt, but you see the look in his eyes. I saw the cut on his eye. He caught me with a good kick, and that kick cut me. But there's nothing about those hands that he's got that I wasn't ready for. It's just the mixture of exchanges. What else can you say? 4-ounce gloves. You got to respect that with anybody.
Dominick, you went into this fight having never been knocked out. You've still never been knocked out. You went 5 rounds. Cody Garbrandt went into this being known as a power striker. Was there anything about his power that made it more difficult for you to employ your normal strategy than any other fight that you felt?
I would say it was just the little things. Like I was throwing empty kicks. I wasn't setting them up as well, so that allowed him to counter better with his power instead of setting my kicks up better. That would have allowed me to close the range a little bit better instead of him pulling me into his power. So there's little adjustments I can make to make this a better fight, make it a little bit closer, make it a little bit more competitive to where I could win it. But tonight was his night. I don't think I'm older. I don't think I'm off. I don't think I'm slower. I think I'm still quick. I just think he controlled the range a little bit better. If you control the range, you can make people look a little bit slower because they're covering a further distance. If they're not throwing at you and they're sitting and waiting for you, then they're able to counter better with heavier strikes with their feet planted. That's what he did. I landed a lot of low kicks on him. I landed a lot of up high kicks. I had a great output. But that was also what allowed me to get clipped a couple times. So I'm there to put on a show. If I would have pulled back and stopped throwing a little bit, I think the fight could have been a little bit more stagnant. But who the hell wants to watch that? I'm here to have fun. I'm here to challenge myself. And I have to have that output in order to go out there and try to win this fight. And there wasn't 1 second of this fight I wasn't trying to win. I chased him around that cage the entire 5th round. He went for a shot and wanted to hold me against the cage in the 5th round to make sure he sealed that win. And, you know, that shows smarts on his part. He's taken a page out of my book in the sense of fighting. I still don't think he's the sharpest tool in the shed, but that doesn't mean he can fight. He can't fight. And that's the thing that I know about this, is you can be as smart as you want on the outside, but when it comes into there, it's still a scrap. But I was there in the scrap too, so the way I see it is I got the smarts and I got the fight in me, so I'm still here and I'm still in it.
When we see a dominant champion in the UFC suffer a defeat, I think there's a lot of attention in the immediate aftermath of how quickly are they going to rebound. In the main event, of course, we saw Ronda Rousey coming back from a long layoff. Conor McGregor, on the other hand, seemed to step on the gas after his defeat to Nate Diaz. Assuming as soon as you're healthy, how quickly would you like to get right back into the flow of things?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I've proven that that whole rust thing doesn't exist. You can say what you want about after this win tonight, but it just doesn't. It really is made up by the weak-minded, and I hate to say it, but sometimes the media. I'm part of the media at this point with all you guys out there, and I can tell you that's made up. So if I need to take a year off, I'll take a year off. If I want to come back in 6 months, I'll come back in 6 months. I got my coaches here. I got the best coaches in the world, the best teammates in the world at Alliance Training Center. I still say Jeremy Stevens hits way harder than that guy, but it was a game of inches tonight, and I lost. And it's, you know, this is the way it goes. It was good to be able to at least fight somebody with a good heart. I say what I want about the guy, about his smarts and whatnot, but he does have a good heart, and that's important. So enjoy being at the top, Cody. You're a young champion. Try to keep it. That's tough. Let's see what you do with it.
Hey, Dominick. We're here.
What's up?
It's been almost exactly 10 years since you last lost. What does it feel like?
Kind of feels like my knee injuries. It's similar to that. Except I don't really know. You know, it's so quick right now. I don't really know yet. It's not fair to even tell you that. I have a feeling it's going to hurt worse in a couple of days. But one thing I am happy about is I get to see who's real around me. You know, when I had my knee injuries, it was a reality check. A lot of people leave your side. A lot of the support leaves you. Let's see who's real out there, who really loves me, who really cares about me, who really has my back, whether I win, lose, or have a draw. And the real people are about to show themselves to me, and for that, I'm happy. I got to find the positive in this stuff because I did challenge myself very heavy. There's nothing about this trek that I've taken since my comeback that has been easy. Not one fight. Not Faber, not Dillashaw especially, and definitely not Cody. So what can you do, man? I mean, this is part of it, is losing, and part of life is losing. I think everybody here can say one time or another, maybe not in a fight, but you felt like a loser. And how do you come back from it? Let's see, you know, I know myself. I've lost before. It has been a long time, but I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in my mind. I'm confident at where I stand with everybody else in this division. And I know Cody's good. So the question I want to say is, how long can Cody stay on top?
And in January, when you won the belt, you said that the greatest moment of your life was when you realized you didn't need the belt to be happy. And so now you don't have the belt. And I'm wondering if, and it's hard to obviously really truly gauge this, but had you not gone through those 3 years, the injuries, all those ups and downs, would you be handling the loss the same way, as impressively as you are right now?
I'm not sure, man. That's a good question, Ariel. But I'll tell you this, that after, what I mean by saying that is not that the belt isn't important to me. What I mean by that is it doesn't haunt my life anymore to where I need it. It's a different thing. It has a different point when I say that. It's actually to give strength to anybody who can actually hear the actual point behind it. Some will say, oh, well, that's good. Then he doesn't want it anymore. Well, that couldn't be more wrong. I love being the champion of the world. I love being the best on earth. But I don't need it to be happy, and that actually releases me and keeps me free. I can still be happy in defeat. That's a freedom. I can't say that I've always had that. But I still feel free. I still feel at peace. I'm still happy. I'm still happy that God gave me this this platform to be able to challenge myself as a man and evolve as a man and become a better man. Regardless of what anybody says about prize fighters, every single one of these fights is a life lesson if you look at it and view it right and if you use it correctly. And I use this 8-10 weeks of camp and this challenge in front of the media and saying what you're going to say and backing it up and taking your loss and defeat and all this to grow as a human being. That's why we're here. We're not here just to be the best at everything. We're here to kind of be attached to everything but nothing at the same time. And it sucks to lose. It's the worst feeling in the world. But it doesn't make me, it's not what I survive off of, is being the title holder. I'm a very happy individual outside of that, and for that I'm thankful.
And just two other quick ones, if I can. Does it at all sting more because it's alpha male?
No, I mean, I've fought these guys how many times? They brought up a younger kid who's been eyeing me for years. He said it himself. I'm not out of this thing. He's still got to fight other guys. He's still got to fight another guy who comes from alpha male who's just as angry as I am. TJ Dillashaw is one pissed off dude no matter what anybody says. So he couldn't be happier that I lost tonight. I guarantee that. And that's okay. I expect that. Let him have a shot if he wants it. It's okay with me. I know I'm not out of this. Cody knows I'm not out of this. TJ knows I'm not out of this. Everybody in the division knows who I am and what I am. And regardless of this loss, if they fight me, they better have their head on straight because I'm coming after them.
And is there any particular reason why you're not sitting down?
Why would I sit down? I'm always on my feet. Thanks, guys.